Tell Me About It is brought to you by Don Franklin Auto of Glasgow and Extreme Health Club.
Welcome to Tell Me About It here on Glasgow EPB Channel 6 local channel. You can catch this show every Thursday at 6 p.m. on that channel. You can catch it anytime on the Glasgow EPB YouTube channel, 104thescore.com, kysports.tv. Usually Trevent Hayes is my guest host.
No, I'm not your guest host.
He's usually the co-host. Usually Trevent Hayes.
I just told you don't start today, and you starting already.
He enjoys these moments that we get to spend together every week. But today, he is a guest, and so is Tyson Martin. He's the football coach at Caverna for all those who have missed all the rest of these shows this year. And then Tyson Martin's one of the football players, a sophomore. And then we're also going to have Jalen Crane and LD Wagner on. They also play football at Caverna. And we're going to talk about them winning the district championship, first time since 1985, and several other things related to Caverna football, Caverna sports, and all things Caverna today for you guys. We'll talk a little bit about some other things going on as well at the end of the show. Let's talk about this. I'm going to start off with you here, Coach Hayes.
Okay.
What was on your mind at the end of that game against Ballard Memorial last Friday? Because you were pretty emotional after you guys beat Russellville.
I was, and I'll be honest. At halftime, the white hat came over and asked if we would play 8-minute quarters with the running clock.
Really?
He did, and we did. At first, I said no because there was a lot of kids that I wanted to get into play. Mm-hmm. But I looked at the numbers that they had on the sideline, and Caverna's been there. So I didn't want to be that guy to say no. Mm-hmm. I knew that we had the game won. It was really hard to get really emotional in the game because the game was so lopsided.
Yeah.
First play of the game, Jalen scrambles and runs like a 65-yard touchdown, and I mean it was kind of video game-ish. So it was. I mean, he pretty much did what he wanted to do, and so my goal after that was to get some of the kids in the end zone that hadn't been there all year. Mm-hmm. And we were successful doing that. And, that really made those kids feel like they've earned what they got Friday night and, all their work that they've done. Although they hadn't got to play a lot during the season, mm-hmm. It gave them a chance to be proud of themselves for something and not just the team.
Yeah. Now, Tyson, you carry the bulk of the running load, at least yardage-wise. I don't know if you have a bunch of carries every game. You might have 8 for 130-some-odd yards like you have in a couple of games. When they hand the football to you, what are you thinking?
Just run.
Forrest Gump.
I was going to say.
Run, Forrest.
So I mean, but I mean, like the play's designed to go a certain way, right? But I see a lot of times you find a little lane, you'll cut back against the grain, that kind of thing. Do you like envision these things when they hand you the football?
Yes, sir.
You're like thinking to yourself, hey, I can see this guy here. He's closing down. Maybe there's an alleyway over there.
Yes, sir.
So do you like running the football?
Yes, sir.
You can say something besides yes, sir.
I know you guys are real nervous because you don't. Let's be honest. Caverna has not gotten a whole bunch of publicity through the years, especially on football. Now, had some good basketball programs and that kind of thing. Go back a couple of, like 10 or 12 years, had some really good baseball players there. So those guys have kind of shown a light and that kind of stuff. But for the football team, you guys don't get a whole lot of publicity. Are you nervous? What makes you nervous about this?
I never did this before.
Yeah? So do you look forward to doing this some more?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Why is that?
Okay, let me make him feel comfortable. Tyson, when we're in the game and we need to have a play made, who always asks me to give him the ball?
Me.
And when you want the ball, why do you want the ball?
Because I want to win.
You want to win. And, the thing that you ask him, we have a design play and he changes it. He may cut back across. I gave Jalen, about 4 weeks ago, I gave Jalen a lot of freedom on offense. And Jalen actually goes to the line and he'll change a play. And you've got to trust your kids out there because you're not there. And, we're on the sideline, so I can't see what they see. But they've adjusted to that really well.
One of the things I wonder, because you mentioned the guys who got to see some light against Ballard Memorial that they don't usually get to see. Like for either one of you, is there a player that whenever something good happens for them, you guys are really excited for them?
Oh, as a coach, I am. And these kids, the one thing that I can say about our team is even in practice, they're very supportive of those guys that's not going to get to play. We had last week at practice, we had a kid, Tavion Alexander, who actually ran the ball very hard and successful against our first team defense, didn't he? And Friday night, they wanted to make sure that I got him in the game to run the ball, and he may have had 20-some yards rushing.
Yeah.
But they're not selfish kids. Now, at the beginning of the season, they were. We did have some selfish kids because it was all about, and that's what has been bred into them. Mm-hmm. It was me instead of we. And, you're going to have LD on in the next segment, but we moved LD from middle linebacker to outside linebacker. And the reason we did that was mainly because he could cover a little better than the guys that we had in the interior. And we moved Russell Williams to defensive end. And at first, LD was not happy with that. And he felt that he was not going to get the chance to make tackles and make plays. LD is still ranked right behind him in tackles in Class A state. So, and he sacrificed that, and he's being rewarded for that. And on the offensive side of the ball, it's the same way. It's not a secret. Everybody knows that Tyson is our best runner. He's one of the best in the state of Kentucky. But what I've told him and what I tell LD and Kenyon and the other guys that runs the ball is we have to set you guys up for success for him to continue to have success. Because everybody's going to put 8 in the box and just key on him. But, LD has had some phenomenal runs this year. And Jalen, when we spread it out, Jalen sees the field, and if there's an opening, he goes and gets it. So they can't really spy him or put anybody on him when we've got the athletes that we can spread it out with.
Tyson, what is your favorite thing to do outside of playing football?
Playing basketball.
Yeah. That's not too far away.
It's not too far away. And I think I know Barker wants to see us win, but I don't think Barker is prepared for us to win a couple of games because we're cutting out that basketball practice time.
Oh, yeah. Well, there are programs around the area that they experience this every year.
Glasgow does.
Yeah, the
Glasgow
basketball season starts, and a lot of times their guys may have just walked off the football field before that first game, the weekend before that first game, and they have to make that adjustment. And a lot of times you don't know what kind of basketball team they have until after Christmas.
And it's not a long shot, but Hart County has positioned themselves to make a run.
Yeah.
And we play Hart County the first week of December every year. It's been that way for 30 years. So I'm anxious to see what's going to happen at that Hart County Caverna basketball game because 60% of Hart County's basketball players play football.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they're going to want to reschedule that game if Hart were to, make a run. And again, I'm cheering for Hart. I'm cheering for Barron. I'm cheering for Glasgow. That what they do has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And I just think that, I hope that they reciprocate what I'm doing. I hope that they're cheering for our kids as well because we're not going to compete against each other.
That reminds me of years ago, I wrote this column about, what a rivalry is. And this was, at that time, it was specific to Barron and Glasgow. Because there were people who wanted to see the other one fail at whatever they were doing. And I was like, we in this community, they play in the same district and everything except for football.
Right.
And my point at that time was we in this community should want them to meet each other in the district championship every year. And I think same thing for Caverna. I mean, if you're living around this area and you guys have good athletes, you have good teams and that kind of stuff, we should cheer for you guys to go as far as you possibly can.
Friday and Saturday, Friday after the game and Saturday, my text messages blew up, my Facebook Messenger blew up, and it was kids from Hart County, some of their best players, congratulating me as a coach and congratulating our kids. And that shows me that they see the bigger picture too. Now in basketball, it's going to be totally different because they're competing for a district title. Right. But in football, it means absolutely nothing. Yeah. It doesn't mean anything but bragging rights. And, I talked to Chad quite a bit, and I told Chad, hey, enjoy it this year because next year is we're going to be a little bigger, a little faster, a little stronger. And it's the same with Barron County. I've talked to several of the parents from Barron County, and I wish them success. You and I talked, and I said, hey, I'd love to see Barron upset Central Hardin and win the district, regardless of the circumstances. Mm-hmm. The same with Glasgow. I talked to those kids. But, some of the coaches just aren't as friendly as I am. They're not, and I can deal with that.
Coaches are like baseball coaches. They're a little bit weird sometimes.
And they have no personality, I tried to talk to a coach the other night, and he's like, okay, dude, I just wanted to congratulate you. You're good. But I want to see all these kids win.
Yeah.
That's the big picture. But I told you week one when we talked about football that we were going to have success. And I'm telling you, winning breeds success, and I'm just anxious to see what these kids are going to do, not only the next 2 weeks, but in the years coming.
Before we get out of this segment, a couple of quick questions. One is, do you find that kids in the hall, Tyson, or at Caverna, are like, man, I wish I'd played football after they've seen what you guys have been doing this year?
There's several that has. There's several that's came up to me.
Maybe they don't talk to Tyson.
They don't. Maybe they're intimidated by Tyson. But I do have kids that said, "Hey, coach, I'm playing next year."
Yeah.
And I'm encouraging. Sure, come and play. We need the numbers. I'm not going to tell any kid that they can't play. But it's just, again, winning. When you start winning, people start to gravitate to that, and they expect to win. We've got Monroe Friday. Hey, everybody has already said we don't have a chance against Bethlehem. Every sports guy except for you and Tony has said that the KHSAA set us up for failure by putting us against the district with Campbellsville, KCD, and Holy Cross.
Set you up for anything. That's just the way it works.
Exactly. But the people are feeding off that, saying, "Oh yeah, Caverna don't have a chance." Da, da, da. Well, I'm telling you right now, we do have a chance.
Yeah, I believe you do.
We do.
All right. This is the first segment here on Tell Me About It today. We'll be right back with Jalen Crane and LD Wagner from Caverna Football.
At Don Franklin, we're more than a group of car dealerships. We're hardworking, everyday people of Kentucky. We strive daily to give 110% to our customers, our employees, and our families. We are committed to providing everyone with a safe and reliable vehicle, and we continue our tradition of supporting our local communities. At all 24 dealerships across Kentucky, we will treat you like family. Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, we are Kentucky.
Extreme Fitness has doubled in size, now with over 8,000 square feet of co-ed weights and an upgraded 90-degree saline therapy pool. The Extreme Fitness campus also holds the exclusive Extreme Fitness for Women complex and Extreme Blend smoothie bar. You have to experience the variety of classes to realize the impact they have on their clients. Personal training is with the best in the business and is available and tailored to fit individuals. So start your journey today at Extreme Fitness and Health Club.
Welcome back to Tell Me About It here on Glasgow EPB Channel 6, a local channel. You can also catch this show on the Glasgow EPB YouTube channel, 104thescore.com, kysports.tv, all these places. Here in this second segment, as we make it all Caverna football all the time, we are with LD Wagner, who likes to hit people, and Jalen Crane, who likes to run away from people. You guys won district championship. we were talking that prior segment about the fact that after the Russellville win, 54-44, it seemed like a pretty emotional game to get that win. Did you guys? We'll start with you, LD. Did you feel the emotion after that win as well?
Yes, sir. I felt like it was like a dream come true. Like I remember watching football and watching Caverna not have much success as I was growing up, and I always told myself I was like, no matter what I gotta do, I want to be successful when I get to high school. And it just winning district, it just felt like a dream come true.
How about for you, Jalen?
I almost cried.
Did you?
Ever seen Coach Hayes cry? I almost did.
I mean, you talk about your coach crying after the game. I mean, he was real fired up because he had a memory from when he played when they got mollywopped by Russellville, and I think maybe that played out in his emotion too. Did he tell you about that before the game?
He ain't tell nobody that.
Oh, is that right?
I think he's scared to tell us.
Well, he got beat pretty badly when he was in high school, and I think maybe that's part of what spilled out of him that night. But when you said you almost cried when you saw him cry. Well, why was that?
I ain't never won district before.
Is that right?
Experienced something new.
Now, you guys ended up being there were a lot of points scored in the game, but you guys ended up being involved in the play that probably clinched it. Well, it did clinch it, really. They dumped a little pass out in the flat. You ran the guy down from behind, hit him, knocked the ball loose. You scooped it up and returned it for a touchdown. So, do you remember that play?
Yes, sir. I remember seeing him go out for a flat, and I thought he was going to run a slant, so I bid for the slant. And when he went out for the out, I was like, dang, I just gave up a play. I hope he don't score. And then when I seen him cut towards Jalen forced him inside, and I was like, I got to go for the ball. And when I did, I brought my arm in over the top, and I knocked the ball out. And I was like, please, somebody get the ball. Please, somebody get the ball. And sure enough, Jalen, the perfect person to get the ball, picked it up and took it back to the house.
So when you saw that play, I mean, what were you thinking in that moment?
I was waiting for the ball. I knew LD was going to hit him. You know, he likes to hit. I was just waiting for the ball to come out. I just scored.
Yeah. Now, you were racing down the sideline. Have you guys seen the video?
Yeah, that's the fastest I've ever seen him run.
Everybody, not just him, probably everybody on the team, the fastest they've ever run, running down the sideline. Now, you guys won the game against Ballard Memorial. I mean, that was the one that sealed it. But, I mean, as Coach Hayes was talking about, it's kind of over from the first play of the game, I guess. For either one of you, when these guys, the folks that you practice against, who every week, every day, don't really get to play a whole lot, when you see them get an opportunity, I mean, what are you thinking?
It warms my heart, because a lot of those guys, they put in just as much work as we do, but a lot of them aren't maybe as big as us, maybe don't know the game as much as us, and just to see them go out there and compete and do well, it's a good feeling.
Yeah. How about for you, Jalen?
It makes me feel good and see them get a chance that we get every day.
Well, and also, I guess you guys in a game like that, I mean, you've kind of set them up for an opportunity to get out there to play, too. You get a little bit of a break yourself.
Whole second half.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you guys both play every down of the game. I mean, special teams and everything.
Yes,
Sure.
So now, we were talking beforehand. You play quarterback,
Sir.
but now at the beginning of the year, you weren't going to play, were you?
No, sir.
Now, why was that?
I don't know. I was trying to focus on basketball.
Yeah. Now, so then you come out. You're not playing quarterback to start with, but now you've played quarterback all through middle school, freshman year, and everything. At what point did you say to yourself, okay, I want to come back out here and play? And, I mean, were some of these guys talking to you when you weren't playing?
The whole team.
Were they yelling at you? Why were you not playing?
Every day.
So what did you tell him whenever he wasn't playing, LD?
I was like, bro, you have to come play, especially because there's an article coming out and said top 10 players to watch out for in our region, and his name was on there. I was like, how are you going to be one of the top players and not come play? You have to come play. And he was just like, no, I don't want to. And I was like, you got to come play. I just stayed on him every day.
So I mean, what was the thing that finally changed your mind?
I want to be with my brothers. See them practicing, I was like, I got to be out there.
I mean, did you miss it?
I like
When did you start playing football?
a long time ago. Probably elementary.
Yeah. How about for you?
I think I was in kindergarten, first grade when I first started. I played since I was real young.
Now, you both played basketball. I mean, obviously, basketball is a sport that's kind of your favorite, I suppose.
So
What about for you, LD?
Basketball, it's not really my love. I just play to help the team out and support them. But it's not like football. Football is my first love. Always will be.
Yeah. Whenever you guys have a game left against Monroe County, and then you'll play the first round of the playoffs at home. I think it's the first home playoff game in almost 15 years or something. What do you expect from the crowd and the fans for that playoff home game?
Hoping everybody be out there, give us motivation.
I hope we get a lot of support because a lot of fans and stuff don't really show up and support us like they should, and I just feel like at least come to our playoff game, if any game, and just show our support because, I mean, not a lot of Caverna teams have made it to the playoffs or even one district, so I just feel like they should come out and support us now if they want to support us anytime.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about playing in the first round of the playoffs?
Feels good. I ain't never had that happen before.
I'm excited. I'm ready.
What do you guys like to do? I mean, outside of playing football and maybe playing basketball?
I really don't do nothing.
Is that it? Okay.
Outside of football and stuff, I go to the gym a lot. I probably go every day. That's just, I like to get as strong as possible because I know next level I can't be weak. I got to be 200 pounds or heavier to play the next level, especially at the position I want to play.
What do you want to play?
I want to play linebacker.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, Jalen, I guess your ambition is probably to play college basketball.
So,
How do you go about pursuing that?
gotta push myself every day, get better. I gotta hit them weights too little right now.
Is that right? Is that something that's happened this year? You guys have gotten more into the conditioning and weight training and that kind of thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Coach Trev, he's helped us a lot. He had us in there every day. Sometimes we were in there twice a day, especially the ones that wanted to be in there extra. He helped us a lot. I can see the difference in the strength compared to this year and last year. I feel like the team's got a lot stronger.
Yeah. Now, do you guys also try to convince people they need to come join the football program? I mean, because you guys will both be back next year.
Yes, sir. Actually, the first day of school, I seen a couple kids in there, and I walked up to them, especially one kid named Harrison Ely. I seen him, and I was like, bro, you have to come play football. You're a big old dude. You can come help us out a lot. And I got him to come play football, and he said he wasn't going to play, but me just coming up to him and talking to him and not even knowing him and seeing the talent in him, he just motivated him to come play.
Yeah. You do that too?
Sir.
I mean, because I think one of the only downside you guys have is just numbers. I mean, you started the year maybe with 21 or 22 players.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, that's something you guys as players recognize you got to get more of those folks out there playing?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
What do you think the ceiling is for you guys as a football team?
We can be great. We can be greater than we are. We just got to continue to put in the work.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been Tell Me About It here on Glasgow EPB Channel 6, local channel. I've been here with Jalen Crane, LD Wagner, Caverna Football Day, all day. You can catch the show every Thursday at 6 p.m. on Glasgow EPB Channel 6, the local channel. You can catch it on the Glasgow EPB YouTube channel, 104thescore.com, kysports.tv. We'll be back next week.